He's not like a zombie, so there's no rigor mortis affecting the wimwam. Does that mean it's gonna be like cold and kind of see-through though because he's a ghost? Hello, and welcome to PolterKisst. In this, you play as a paranormal investigator with the power to see and hear spirits. And you are called to explore an apartment haunted by a ghost named Chris. However, there's just one catch. He says he needs true love's kiss to be able to move on. Will you be able to give him that? Let's get started. Act 1. I see dead people. Oh, lovely. Everyone's upbringing is unique. But yours is different. How did you first discover your connection to ghosts? A deceased family member. Your first ghostly encounter was your grandfather, who had passed away before you were born, sitting beside you, speaking calmly about the unseen world. The gift runs in our blood, he said, with a smile that didn't quite reach their eyes. It shows up every other generation or so. He taught you how to listen, how to see, how to live with it. Our gift can sometimes be a curse. Be careful with how you use it. His final warning before disappearing has stuck with you all this time. Grandpa lived his life with his gift in secret. Even to others in your family in his time, his gift was a burden. He didn't tell the others in the family to spare them from the burden, but what will you do? You were just a child when it happened. Everything changed after that first encounter. Your abilities with the other world increased as you grew up, and you've had a lot to deal with. And ghosts were drawn to you once they discovered that you could communicate with them. And they always wanted something from you. Where did you grow up? A quiet rural town. There weren't many people around growing up. You remember rolling fields, dense woods, and a small cemetery cloaked in mist. From an early age, the whispers of the dead were familiar to you as the wind through the trees. People said your town was cursed, but you thought it was just home. Growing up, how did your gift affect your relationship with others? Your friends and loved ones supported you. You're not sure how much of it they actually believed about your powers, but they tried their best to support you. Even if others around you thought you were strange, the people most important to you stood up for you. And growing up, that was the most important thing to you. Once you grew up and moved away from the home, one thing led to another and you started working as a ghost whisperer, lending your skills to talk to ghosts to find out why they still linger in this plane instead of moving on. You did everything from communicating with loved ones who passed away to getting ghosts to stop haunting people for things. Your connection to the spirit world shaped who you are. But who are you really? I am a empathetic listener. After all your experiences with ghosts so far, you couldn't help but have a soft spot for them. You set out to help them whenever possible. Every spirit is unique and special, and they all have stories to tell. To you, spirits are just as real as any other person in this world. Why do you help ghosts now? Out of sympathy. Your heart went out to those who passed on but still linger. You wanted to do whatever you could to help. And most of the time, you're the only person that could help them. What kind of ghostly encounters have you had before this? You completed many jobs before. You were a pretty experienced ghost whisperer, all things considered. For better or worse, you were known around town as a good ghost whisperer. Your reputation attracted all kinds of people, and nut jobs. But at least it helped with business. It was an unrespected, low-paying job, but you did what you had to and helped out some people and ghosts. Every choice you made, every ghost you faced led you here. Now your unusual gift has led you to this location, outside a luxury apartment building allegedly haunted by more than tacky design choices. The spirit must have been pretty well off to afford a place like this. What kind of problems could be stopping it from moving on? This is the highest paying job you've ever been offered. This kind of money can really change your life, if you can get it done. The person who reached out to you was really vague about the details of the gig, and told you to meet them here. You glance at the time on your phone. Well, you're here on time. Suddenly, the loud sound of a car catches your attention. It's coming in pretty hot. An expensive car Tokyo drifts around the corner and screeches to a stop before you. A well-dressed man steps out, looking every bit like he walked off the cover of a luxury lifestyle magazine. He spots and looks down at you with mild disgust. Hey! You there. Name? You have one, don't you? Is that how you talk to everybody? He speaks with an accent you can't quite place. Some kind of European accent. Is this how he's asking for my name? Tell him your name. What is your name? Yinny. My name's Yinny. He looks you up and down with disdain before loudly and obviously sighing. So you're the ghost whisperer then? Yes? Yeah, that's correct. Out of the blue, another person comes tumbling in with maximalist getup, complete with a hat that says, I bust ghosts. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm here now. Why are you dressed like a discount clown? This is official ghost investigation attire. It's all my luckiest stuff. Are you Mr. Sky? Are you the... just Sky, please. Pronouns are they, them. Alright, buddy? Ugh, Sky. Are you the ghost hunter that's gonna help me with this little situation? I prefer paranormal investigator. Ghost hunter sounds so violent. I don't care. Can you help me deal with the spectre or not? Yeah, of course. Man, I brought all my paranormal investigation equipment. Sky pulls out some knickknacks and excitedly starts explaining what they do. So this is the temperature gun. We can objectively see where the ghost is. Stop right there. This isn't a social call. I'm here because I can't stand the thought of this thing tarnishing my property value. Ew! I want this, whatever it is, gone. You talking about the ghost? Obviously. A haunting is tacky, gauche, and downright common. He seems to shudder at the last word the most. Well, a real charmer. You've been watching quietly and looking between the two odd people. Sky seems to have finally noticed you there. Oh my god, it's you! I'm such a big fan! Sky rushes over to you and seems completely starstruck. I know all your work. I wish I could do what you do. In response to this, you're modest. You try to wave them off. You really want that great. What are you saying? You're awesome. You're just being modest, aren't you? So you know uni already. I know about them, but we never met. Uni is known for their kindness. They were known for their gifts growing up and had mixed reviews from those around them. They grew up in the countryside. And it's said that their village was cursed by the spirits of witches from long ago. No one around to help you when you're surrounded by long stretches of farmland. Wow, they really do know everything about your past. All because of your affinity to the supernatural. You are flattered. For someone to find out so much about you, it's pretty flattering. I'm glad you appreciate my work enough to look into me. Sky looks a bit shy from your words. Well, of course. I find your life so fascinating. The rich-looking guy cuts in sharply before Sky continues their ramblings. Get a grip. Both of you are here to work for me. Okay. Well, he seems fun. No, he doesn't. He seems like a jerk. And who are you? I'm Alistair von Dempsey, the owner of this whole block. Oh, wow. Owner of the whole block. He dramatically poses like he's just been formally introduced as royalty to the court. Unfortunately, that includes the apartment we were tasked with dealing with today. What do you say to that? All hail my lord. All hail my lord. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. Sky snickers at this and you await Alistair's contempt. That will do. What? Guys, you seem to like that. Anyways, unfortunately, none of the experts I hired could resolve the situation. So now it's down to you two. Maybe with both of you at the same time, you might be able to do something. Wow, you sound so confident in us. I'm not, but you're cheaper than the last psychic. Ouch. And I thought we were all gonna be friends. Don't get too comfortable. My only interest is restoring order to this apartment. I don't do messy or ghosts. Yeah, I was being sarcastic. You know what? Never mind. Are you scared, Alistair? Scared? Hardly. Ghosts are annoying, not frightening. Just another tenant who doesn't know when to leave. This guy sure doesn't care about anyone, dead or alive. Alistair's view on ghosts and people. Disagree. I don't think so. With a dark outlook on things. Things aren't all bad. There's kindness. Kindness is possible in both ghosts and people. They're just not something you have to deal with. Sky looks at you with admiration. Yeah, I agree with Yini. You're too much of a stick in the mud, Alistair. Are you both done with the commentary? Good. Follow me. I'll give you more details of what this malicious spirit is capable of once we get to the apartment. Okay. You quickly file into the elevator in the fancy apartment's lobby. Sky takes off their hat upon going indoors, freeing their messy blue hair in all directions while shoving their hat into their backpack. Alistair presses the button for floor 13. Floor 13. Really? The elevator door opens, and all of you approach a door with caution tape all over it. Here we are, apartment number 17. Is all that necessary? The staff insisted on it for their safety. I'd be glad to leave the door open if the abomination would leave. Aight, well, give us the deeds, Mr. Landlord. Huh, very well. It may be merely a one-bedroom apartment, but it still has luxury quality. This apartment was pristine. Imported marble countertops, designer light fixtures, and flawless acoustics. Now it's ruined by ectoplasm. What? Tell us about the ghost, man. We don't need to know the specs on the apartment amenities. I'm getting to it. That's what he's starting with. The deceased tenant was also a complete slob, and worse, he was uncultured. He left the place in a disgusting state. My poor apartment. Whenever I sent cleaners or movers, they were all scared away or worse. Bunch of slackers. People are so lazy nowadays. Oh, says a landlord that does nothing but collect money off the working class? And that's why I decided to take this task upon myself personally. I would never imagine someone like yourself working. You have some nerve. I'll have you know, I've been attacked by this ghost myself. Really? You seen the ghost? Seen? No, the apparition throws things and torments me until I must retreat. If it's able to interact with objects and even throw them, that means it's a pretty powerful ghost. What else do you know? It's annoying and needs to leave. Sometimes it even destroys the walls with its writing. Leave me alone. The nerve. You aren't paying rent. Man, this guy sucks. And? What else do you need to know? Just force it to leave. I've sent in priests, shamans, psychics, and whatever occult losers that say they can get rid of my problem. This guy single-mindedly cares about his precious property. Got it. You think he's a real ghost? You scared? Where'd all that annoying excitement from earlier go? I'm not scared. I'm just so excited. Ugh. Let's go. I'm ready to use all my equipment on it. Fine. Just so you know, I expect you both to fail spectacularly. Yeah, we know. Alistair retrieves the key and uses it to unlock the door. He pulls down the caution tape around the door and throws it unceremoniously onto the floor. He gives you both one last look before taking hold of the door handle. The landlord dramatically throws the door open. Wow! Damn, bitch, you live like this? You and Sky follow him in. Sky runs in with one of their devices ahead of them. Ugh. What the heck? You're immediately hit in the face with a nasty stench. It's palpable with how dense it smells. It's not just a scent of death in the air. The air is also thick with the distinct feeling of a malicious spirit. Even normal people like Sky and Alistair must be feeling the pressure the spirit is exerting. Alistair looks forward with a stony-faced determination and commands towards you and Sky. Get over it. It's here. Show yourself, freeloader. For such a snob, he's surprisingly unfazed about the horrid condition. He must be resolute in getting rid of the ghost. Or he just has the audacity to act this way. Oh, great, you're back. And you brought backup. What's next? Another seance. You jump in surprise at the voice. The others continue to scan the apartment oblivious to the voice. To you, it sounded as clear as Sky or Alistair talking. The spirit was close. Hold up. No freaking way. Did you hear me? Hey, you ignoring me, ugly bitch? Hey! The ghost taunting gets more aggressive, and you feel the spiritual pressure grow in the room. Even Sky and Alistair look around the room a bit shaken up. You ask the ghost to show itself. Spirit, can you show yourself, please? And what if I don't want to? Although, I think I like the sound of you begging. Whoa! This ghost is so flirty. I like it. What's happening? The spirit. It's definitely here and talking about us. I can hear it. Alistair looks at you skeptically, but Sky bounds up to you excitedly. Oh wow, what's it saying? You tell the daddy version. He's calling us a bunch of freaks, and he called me an ugly bitch. The excited look on Sky's face immediately falls off. Foul-mouthed demon. That's right. Are you sure? How about a second opinion? Have you guys seen one of these? Sky eagerly puts away his device and pulls out a boxy device. It's called a spirit box. It basically scans radio frequencies to detect EVP, or electronic voice phenomena. That's a dusty old radio, you moron. Yeah, that shit doesn't work. Sky's getting flanked on both sides and doesn't even know it. Let's at least give it a chance. They turn on the spirit box and it starts up with a loud static noise. Okay, spirit, if you're here, talk to us. And Sky looks around in anticipation while the spirit box lets out a continuous steady buzz. Okay, let's see. Shove your stupid box in your throat. Well, at least the spirit box buzzing. Ass butt? What'd you hear? Not that. Actually, I take it back. That thing works perfectly. The lights in the room flicker on and off wildly in time with his laughs. How dare you do this and not pay for utilities? Oh, come on, Alistair. And I'll remind you two as well, I'm not paying for parlor tricks. Get rid of it. This again. I'm so bored of hearing you tell me that over and over again. The room shakes as the voice repeats those words. The room shaking intensifies and you all brace yourselves. Make it stop. Stop. Then the room goes deathly still and silent. The pressure in the air lightens quickly and suddenly. You all look around at each other in confusion. Did I do that? Boo. Oh my god. Is he just behind us shirtless? In a flash, the ghost appears behind Sky, and Sky shows no reaction to it. Is it really done? What'd you even do? I don't know, but I don't. You watch in horror as the ghost reaches a hand into Sky with a big smile. Shut up. Why are you yelling? I just felt a horrible feeling creeping in my body. It's getting worse. Oh, what's wrong with you? What do? Yell at it to stop. Push it away. Immediately, you rush towards the spirit and focus your powers in your hands. Hey. The ghost is repelled back, his hands slipping from Sky. The Sky falls into your arms, passed out. You hold them up the best you can. So you can even see me too. Well, maybe Chad actually brought an interesting person for me this time. Hi. His pale face approaches you. Whatever his human form from before has twisted by becoming a malicious spirit. Red eyes, white hair, and pointed ears and teeth. You notice his outfit now. It looks like his socks were chewed by rats and his sweatpants are stained. And he's not wearing a shirt. Even as a phantom, his hair looks greasy. Like what you say, bitch. Hey! You can't talk to me like that. What do? Stare at his chest. You keep staring at his exposed lean torso. Its pale skin is almost glowing. Jeez, I'd say take a picture, but I don't photograph well nowadays, do I? His ghostly form flickers and a hoodie appears. I wasn't expecting a guest that could see me. Where are my manners? No, take it off. But now that you're here, I can't let you go. The malicious spirit continues to talk to the room. Even though you're the only one who can hear and see it, you feel Sky stirring back into consciousness, and they slowly stand back up. What happened? What's this? Sky wipes at the slick red liquid dripping from their nose and shudders. Oh my god, it's trying to kill me. That was just a little foreplay. Want to see what me trying to kill actually looks like? Even though Sky couldn't hear the spirit, the air still chilled at the statement. Something human in you and the group could feel the bloodlust coming from the malicious apparition. I'll be honest, the apparition is kind of growing on me, because he's giving me Gyutaro from Demon Slayer vibes, and I'll be honest, I kind of had a bit of a crush on Gyutaro. I thought he was cute. Even if Alistair and Sky couldn't hear or see anything, their fight or flight kicked in. Let's leave. This is getting way too scary. Sky rushes to leave the room, but the door doesn't budge. Alistair tries to open the door too, but fails. Hold it right there, freaks. Why is the door stuck? Usually this thing can't wait to kick out anyone. You assholes are hilarious to mess with. And you can actually see and hear me. I'm not letting you leave. Let's talk. You seem like you actually have the power to do stuff. I want to talk for myself. Or else I'm killing the nerd, then Chad. Then I'm gonna pull your guts out from your mouth. Wow! The nonchalant delivery of his words sends an involuntary shiver down your spine. It's not letting us leave. It wants to talk, or else it's gonna kill us. We're sealed in. The other two grow somber as you repeat the spirit's word. The ghost looms close by, smug and aloof, while Sky and Alistair stand on either side of you, clueless and uneasy. I feel like it's staring at us, but I can't see anything. You're imagining things as usual. Or maybe this is part of your game. It's not a game. It's right there, and it's getting annoyed. Finally, somebody gets me. Now tell your little entourage to get with the program, or else I get back to killing all of you. You sigh, glancing at the others. Alright, listen up. The ghost is here, and I think I can help you both hear it, but you need to trust me. I think your spirit box might help me with this, Sky. Well, Sky immediately perks up at this idea and wipes away the blood on their face. Oh my gosh, are you gonna channel it? Or maybe open the spectral conduit? I've read about this. It'll actually help for you guys to hear it if we're touching, so hands in while I do this. Sky grabs hold of your hand in a flash. Alistair looks down at your extended hand with disgust. Oh, come on! If this involves more of your theatrics, I'm not interested. Alistair, shut up and give me your hand. Sky, grab your spirit box and hand it to me. Sky obediently passes over the device and you take a deep breath, focusing your energy. Okay everyone, stand still and don't interrupt. This will only work if I concentrate. You close your eyes and focus your powers into the spirit box. The room grows colder and the lights dim. The static from the spirit box becomes louder, and its erratic buzz smooths into coherent speech. The ghost's voice comes out of the box nice and smooth. Wow, nice party trick. Took you long enough. Sky gasps and clutches your arm. It's talking. I heard it. Alistair visibly becomes more rigid than he usually is. That voice, it's real. Or is this a trick? Ghost, I'm real genius. What? Did you think your buddy here was making me up for attention? Wait, Ghost, what's your name? Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Slow down, Chatterbox. One question at a time. Why bother asking anything at all? This thing clearly enjoys wasting time. Oh, you're fun. I can see why they bought you. Pure entertainment value. Okay, let's not antagonize the ghost, Alistair. Focus. We need to figure out what it wants, or we're never getting out of here. Finally, someone with a brain. Alright, here's the deal. You help me, and maybe I'll stop flickering the lights every 5 seconds. Closure. Like you have unfinished business. Ding ding ding. Give the nerd a prize. Usually the spirits have a regret from life, like telling a loved one a final message, righting a wrong, or wrapping up a loose end that prevents them from leaving. Right, sunshine. So what I want so freaking bad is love. Hello, that's why I'm here. What? Obviously, it's just messing with us more. I'm sure you're all surprised, but I never got to love anyone or anything when I was alive. That's why my cursed spirit can't move on. Look, I know what you idiots came for. You want me to leave this stupid apartment? And know what? I'd like to leave too, but I can't. The ghost looks directly at you this time and addresses you. You're the only one person in this world that can see, talk, and interact with me at all. You're my only hope. What exactly are you saying? I'm saying I'm not leaving. And neither are any of you bitches till I get the one thing I've ever truly wanted. True love's kiss. Only true love's kiss from you can purify my evil. Sound familiar? The spirit box sputters as the ghost cackles. You look at the others, their faces a mixture of horror and curiosity. Alistair looks pointedly at you. Go on then, give it a kiss. Wait, you're gonna pimp Yinny out to this guy? You help spirits move on, right? Help him out. Then we can all move on with our lives. You're not even sure if you could kiss a ghost. His ghostly form will most likely just phase through your face. Well, kiss him enthusiastically. Yeah, let's do it. You steal yourself, deciding to go all in. Yeah, and I'm sure Chris can go all in me later, if you know what I mean. You take a confident step forward, grab the ghost by the collar of his ethereal hoodie, and plant a bold theatrical kiss where his lips should be. Oh, look at him blush! There's a strange static hum as the ghost form flickers, his eyes wide in disbelief. He quickly jumps to kiss you back, sending a strange cold chill through your body. By the time he pulls away, you're looking at him dazed and out of breath. Oh shit, I didn't expect that. Maybe you're not so bad after all. I'm not, I can show you how good I am later. Okay, that was a lot. Well, at least you're dedicated to the job. The ghost seems momentarily dazed, as if the kiss truly had some effect. Maybe you're getting somewhere, or maybe you just inflated his ego. I feel something. Is that the light? Really? What's happening to it? I can't see, is there really a light? Just kidding. Close but no cigar. I said true love's kiss. The ghost cackles at the grip, his bravado coming back even stronger. You gotta try a lot harder to make me fall in love with you. That was pretty mid. I'll have you know, I'm quite likable as a person, I've been told. Maybe if you begged me to kiss you, I'd fall in love. Kiss, kiss, fall in love? I knew it. Just trying to waste our time. What are we gonna do now? Alistair snappily cuts in. I've had enough. Freeloading pest, you hear me? Loud and clear, friggin' Chad. It's Alistair Von Dempsey and I own the apartment you're haunting and you will leave. Sky? What? What else do you have in that bag? It's now or never. Sky excitedly pulls out another gadget from their oversized backpack. Alright, this one's gonna blow your ectoplasmic mind. I call it the Spectro Catcher 3000. This is a vacuum cleaner with LEDs on it. And you're just a party pooper. Watch and learn. Sky powers up the device, and it makes an obnoxiously loud whirring sound. Sky, is it supposed to sound like that? Absolutely, that's how you know it's working. The ghost stares at the contraption, unimpressed. You trying to vacuum me into the afterlife? I've seen better tech in middle school science fair. Suddenly the device sparks and sputters. A loud pop echoes through the room, and a puff of smoke explodes in Sky's face. Okay, minor setback, but I think we're getting somewhere. Yes, to the emergency room. They try and turn it back on, but this time it completely catches fire. Ah! Sky throws the Spectro Catcher 3000 on the floor and Alistair stomps the fire and the device out. Oh, why work hard on that one for so long? Wow, you freaks really got the circus act down. That was so cringe. Everyone is useless, of course. I have to do everything around here. Alistair pulls out an old leather-bound book with dramatic flair. This should do the trick. An ancient medieval rite to expel lingering spirits. I thought you didn't believe in that kind of stuff, Alistair. Where did you even get that? Gentleman never reveals his sources. You bought it online, didn't you? Shut up. He begins reading from the book, his voice echoing dramatically. The ghost, initially unimpressed, suddenly doubles over laughing. Oh no, not the power of light compels you, shtick. Stop, you're killing me. Wait, no. I'm already dead. The spell fizzles out and Alistair slams the book shut in frustration. Well, that went well. Yeah, 10 out of 10 performance. Encore? Oh, shut up. After the tense back and forth, the ghost grows quiet for a moment, its form flickering slightly. You know, it's not like I chose to be like this. What do you mean? I'm serious about my final regret. I just make edgy jokes. Being dead doesn't magically make you a saint. I was kind of a jerk in life too, if you can believe that. Yeah, I can believe that. We can believe it, yeah? Shut up. Anyways, I was always pushing people away. At least then I had people to push away. Now it's just empty. You sympathize. That's so sad. Don't pity me, sunshine. I'm still gonna make your life hell. Sounds hot. You think about all that's been said and done so far. Alistair and Sky seem to have run out of their itinerary too. Can you give us some time to talk and think of how to get your true love's kiss? Huh? What are you gonna say if you can't say that in front of me, you ugly bitch? Let me think. I can't think of what to do with your commentary. Fine. You have 1 minute before I start shaking and flickering the lights again. I hate being ignored. You watch as his ghostly form floats out of earshot. The other two shift around nervously. Is he gone? You whisper hurriedly to the others. He's gone. What do you guys think we should do? Shouldn't you know? That's your job. Yeah, so maybe if we go along with it for now, we can look around the apartment and see if there's another way to get rid of him. Or a way to leave. What do you think about saving his soul? He did sound somewhat sincere earlier. But he's stupid. He's obviously just lying. Just send him to hell or wherever. Okay, time's up, bitches. What's the game plan? I can't wait to hear it. Sky is visibly shaken when he hears the ghost return, and unconsciously grasps where the ghost attacked them. Alistair crosses their arms, unimpressed. The ghost lounges midair, clearly amused. I didn't know that ghost was so aggressive. Oh, I'm sorry, Snowflake. Did I hurt your feelings? Let me guess, you're the optimistic one in the group, right? Hey, maybe you wouldn't be an evil spirit if you weren't a jerk. Right, because the power of positivity will save you from me squeezing your insides like a stress ball. Can you even kill them? Seems like all you can do is play silly pranks and run your foul mouth. Body to challenge me, Mr. Discount Aristocrat? Shouldn't you be sipping tea and counting pennies? At least I have money to count, you parasitic pest. Everyone's starting to bicker. I think Alistair's winning this roast battle. I think he got you figured out, Alistair. That was pretty spot on. Whose side are you on? The right side. Wait, you never even told us your name. Yeah, nah. That was on purpose. Well, at least tell us your name if you don't want to keep being called Ghost, Spirit, Spectre, Phantom. Okay. God, you're annoying. You losers can call me Shadow. I'm not calling you Shadow. Oh God. God works too. Certainly not. The tenant that died here was named Christian Pollock. He was a tenant here for years before being found dead in this apartment a couple months ago. Sky stares at Alistair in disbelief. You didn't want to tell us that earlier? Alistair shrugs nonchalantly. Didn't think it was relevant. But you told us the exact make and model of the apartment. Dickwad, I'm gonna freaking kill you. Just call me Chris at least. So, what's the brilliant plan you morons came up with? I'm not a moron. They all look at you for some reason, awaiting your answer. You glance around at the group, feeling the tension rise. What will you say to the group? I want to give him true love's kiss. You take a deep breath and step forward, staring directly at Chris. If it really is true love's kiss that you need, then I'll do it. The room falls silence. Everyone stares at you in shock, even Chris. Chris is just like, okay, you are actually just straight up delusional. Yes I am. Wait, what? Are you serious? This is either the dumbest thing or the bravest thing I've ever seen. No, it's just the dumbest. Chris grins, his ghostly form flickering with glee. Oh, now this is gonna be fun. Let's see if you got what it takes. Sunshine. Chris smirks, clearly enjoying the chaos. Whatever. I'm looking forward to what happens either way. Let the games begin. Freaks. Looks like we have our work cut out for us. You give a final look between Alistair and Sky before you all move into different directions of the apartment, the tension lingering in the air. Act 2. Unfinished business. Alright, let's look around. The room reeks of stale cigarettes and old pizza. Oh. Trash litters the floor. Half-empty energy drink cans lay in piles, and the once vibrant wallpaper is peeling to reveal brick underneath. The furniture is mismatched and worn down, if you can even call it furniture. A single chair sits beside a dirty, stained table. Why live in such an expensive apartment building just to trash it like this? Well, let's look around. And the shelves are packed with rows of manga and anime figurines, some still in their boxes. There's no clear organizational method here, with anime, manga, and more explicit materials scattered about. Is it yaoi? Nothing that seems important to this case. You take a step back. The spirit box is placed in the middle of the room so that Chris could communicate with everyone. With your supernatural powers, its effect was amplified. It emits a constant low buzz when Chris isn't speaking. As you observe the box, Sky comes over and picks it up. Sky turns the spirit box in their hands and holds it up towards the ceiling. Come on, ghost boy, give us something meaningful. Chris sneers and leans close to the box, his voice crackling through the static. You're meaningful. Life's a joke and the punchline is you die alone. Charming. Oh, never mind. Let's look at this plant. A withered cactus sits on the windowsill. Its pot cracked and leaking dirt onto the sill. You wonder what this poor thing is doing here. Hard to imagine Chris ever having a green thumb in the past life. Water it? Yes. You go to the kitchen and get some water from the faucet. You're surprised that the pipes still work. Then you head back into the plant and give it some much needed water. The dirt in the pot sucks it up greedily. It's been a while, huh? Chris watches with a complicated expression and tries to wave you away. Just leave it alone, it's already dead, what's the point? I still have some hope for it. Oh, Yinny, you're so nice. Little plant can still make a comeback, I think. With that done, you turn back to your investigation. Alright, well, there's trash on the floor. You step closer to the heap of ramen packets, crumpled papers, and cigarette butts. Carefully, you shift some of it around to see if there's anything useful in there. You see a crumpled up envelope mixed in with the rest of the debris. You pick it up and take a look. It's addressed to Christian from someone named Marcus Delgado. You open the contents and read it. Dear Chris, it's been too long, Mum misses you. She's not getting any younger and she just wants to see her son. You've got a new nephew now, little Alex. He's got your stubborn streak. Come meet him. I get it, you've been busy. But pushing us away. That's not the answer. We're your family, Chris. I miss you too, brother. Come home. Even for a day. Marcus. Oh, so he had people who loved him. Right. Locked room. You attempt to open the door to the bedroom, but it's locked. That's curious. Where's the key? You step into the bathroom, the faint drip of a leaky faucet greeting you. The tiles are cracked and yellowed with age, and the medicine cabinet hangs slightly ajar. You wonder if you can find anything useful in there. You crouch down and pull open the cabinet beneath the sink. It's damp, moldy, and filled with cleaning supplies. Maybe the bleach will be useful. You grab it and close the cabinet. Check the mirror. You pull open the creaky cabinet door. Inside there's a strange assortment of half-used toiletries, medication bottles. Look closer. Sure. You grab some of the bottles and read the labels. Zoloft, Lexapro, Prozac. These are antidepressants. And by the looks of them, they're all really old and have been expired for a really long time. Much longer than he's been dead. You close the cabinet and turn back to the rest of the bathroom. You pull back the moldy curtains to inspect the bathtub. The bathtub is stained with rust, its drain clogged with unidentifiable gunk. A small bucket sits in the corner, likely used to catch water from the leaky faucet. Inside the bucket, you find a bent wire hanger. This could work as a makeshift tool. You straighten the hanger the best you can, turning it into a hook. Well, time to go out back here. The living room is messy as usual. The others in the group are busy with their investigation. Dr. Chris. Hey, I actually want to talk to you. Okay. As you can imagine, I'm not used to all this freaking sappy stuff, but it's rare that I find anyone that I get along with. At his attempt at communication, Chris rubs his spectral hair and groans in frustration. You know what? Screw you, never mind. I wasn't trying to say anything. You? Tell him you have strong feelings for him. I've been meaning to tell you. I think I have strong feelings for you. Tease him? So, sounds like you're super into me. No, that's not... Oh, he's kinda cute. Then why are you acting so flustered? I'm not flustered. You totally are. Your spectral form is like, glowing. Maybe I am into you. Got a problem with that? Not really. You can be into me in another way later if you know what I mean. Maybe? God, can you just shut up? How about you make me? Maybe I will. Ooh, hot. Chris approaches you and places a spectral hand behind your neck. Well, let him? Yes. You pull him in first? You use your powers to grab him first, and to his surprise, you pull him in. He quickly relaxes into it and begins kissing you back with fervor. Whoa! He's so happy! By the time you pull away, he stares at you in a pleased daze. Looks like you're the one that was shut up. He just smiles at this, fully accepting how thoroughly he was put in his place. He lets you go reluctantly and takes a step back. Well, now, what were we doing? Trying to pretend I'm not blushing like a freaking idiot. I didn't know ghosts could do that. Despite his usual sarcastic tone, there's a softness in his voice that betrays how he actually feels about you. Yes! So, what are we doing? Alright. What do you want, sunshine? Let's go on a date. And why should I do that? Chris has a playful smirk on his face, clearly teasing you. Go on, sunshine. You say, I want to get to know you. Nosy, aren't you? For sure, let's go on a date. Hey, arseholes, go kick rocks somewhere else. Oh, and turn off the box. Me and Yinny are gonna have a private chat. You nod to the others for a bit. Sky looks annoyed at how rudely Chris worded it, but turns off the spirit box and heads to the kitchen to investigate. Alistair scoffs but leaves to check out the bathroom in the meantime. Chris floats over nonchalantly to the couch and sits down. He motions you to join him and you do. He throws an arm comfortably around you, already enjoying your mock date. He looks at you suggestively. Finally, some privacy. So, what do you want to know? You come here often? You come here often? Chris laughs, a sharp sarcastic sound. Oh yeah, all the time. This is my favorite ghost hangout. Seriously though, that's your line? You can do better. I'm just getting warmed up. So, what do you do for fun? Chris smirks, leaning back slightly. Fun? I don't know, it depends. I guess causing trouble counts, right? You can tell he's not entirely joking. What do you do for work? Chris raises an eyebrow. Work? Well, I did a lot of it before all this. Startup stuff. Long hours. You? His tone is half curious, half dismissive, like he's already tired of the topic. Tell him your work history? Sure. You're gonna be thorough when answering his question. I have a lot of experience working in my field. I care deeply about helping others. Guess I'm getting to know you more too. Thoughts on sleeping on the first date? Chris raises an eyebrow, his smirk widening. Wow, you're bold, aren't you? I like that. But hey, you're the one asking. What's your policy? What do you think, Chris? Are you the type to make a move this soon? Me? Oh, I'm definitely the type. When it's worth it. And just so we're clear, you might be worth it. Wow! He's not like are zombies, there's no rigor mortis affecting the wimwam. Does that mean it's gonna be like cold and kind of see-through though because he's a ghost? His teasing smirk lingers, but there's a flicker of sincerity in his expression. So we kissed. You smile, remembering the intensity of it. Yeah, we did. Don't tell me you're getting cold feet now. And then we kissed a couple of times more by now, haven't we? He leans in closer to you with his usual smug smile. You looking to add to that? Yeah? No more questions. Anything else? You shake your head with a small smile. No more questions for now. Alright, guess that means I get to pick what happens next. His grin is mischievous as he stands, or hovers back up from his lounging position on the couch. I had a great time. Let's do it again sometime. His words are dripping in irony and theatrics. He even throws in a gentlemanly bow. You respond. No kiss at the end? Oh, impatient are we? Before you can say anything, Chris leans down and presses a cold kiss to your lips. Your eyes flutter closed as you enjoy the sensation. He pulls back with a smug smile and you unconsciously lean forward after him. There, satisfied. Once your date is done, the others return to the room and turn the spirit box back on. What now? I have some questions. What are you doing? I'm obviously enjoying the circus. It's not every day I get new monkeys up in here. I want to try help you, Chris. Maybe even give you true love's kiss. A willing lamb to the slaughter. What a lapse in judgment. But hey, I'm not complaining. If you want to try and fight for my love, I hope you like the pain, because caring for me has never been good for anyone. I don't believe that. There's still something worth caring about in you. Chris's expression shifts. A mix of disbelief and something softer, and it disappears in a flash. And you're either brave or stupid. Maybe both. I'll just be sitting my pretty head over here until it gets too boring. And if it gets too boring, Chris gives you a knowing, smug look. Well, I'll shake things up again. How did you die? Do you know how you died? Making me remember my trauma. It's pretty cold, you know? You're trying to hurt me, aren't you? I'm just trying to get more info. And I'm screwing with you. I don't remember a goddamn thing about how I died. But it wasn't my fault. How are you so sure it's not your fault? Last thing I remember is just doing the same thing I always did every day. And that is? Rice, piss, ramen, computer, send the daily bond thread, down an energy drain, dog some people I hate, eat a cigarette, computer. He thinks for another moment long before continuing. Yeah. Oh, I goon and then sleep. Repeat. That lifestyle. I think I could guess how he died. Sympathize. That sounds hard. I can't imagine what life was like to get to that point. Don't pity me, Yinny. I don't want it. I'm not trying to pity you. Chris shrugs you off, but there's a sad look in his eyes. Why are you like this? Pretty rude of you to ask me that. Like what? Perfect? Smarter than anyone that's ever lived or died? How do you respond? Play along. Yeah, sure. Why are you so smart and perfect? Because I'm not a brain dead arsehole, that's why. Life is a meaningless slow crawl to hell and no one knows that. They bother with friends and family and they work their little jobs and their little lives until they die. And they're too stupid to know how worthless their lives really are. Whoa! He stops abruptly as if he's suddenly realizing he was rambling. You also look at him in shock at his long-winded, unfiltered thoughts. Screw you. You got me monologuing. Syndrome? Is that you? No more questions. I have some questions about something I found. Okay, but I can't say I'll answer. You wanna ask about the bookshelf? So you're really into this stuff, huh? What could I say? Had a refined taste. Not what you'd understand. How do you respond? Compliment his taste. Actually, I think it's pretty cool. You're really into something you loved. That's unexpected. I guess you're not as clueless as you look. Thanks, I think. Don't get too used to the compliments. Ask about the trash? So what's with the mountains of trash? Oh, my apologies. I didn't realize I was supposed to redecorate my haunting space to please you. It's just impressive you managed to make garbage into a lifestyle. Very funny. Not everyone has the luxury of being alive to clean up after themselves. Fair enough, but seriously, this is a borderline biohazard. Good thing I'm already dead then, huh? How do you respond? Show concern. You know, this kind of feels like you gave up on everything. Was it really that bad? What do you care? It's not like I can fix it now. Maybe not, but it doesn't mean it didn't matter. Whatever. Thanks, I guess. Plant. That plant. It looks kinda dead. Well, you think? Maybe it's because it has been watered since I'm, dead. I mean, it's not just dead, it's practically a mummy. What were you doing to it? Excuse you, I didn't ask for it. It's not my fault that someone went out and bought it for me. Who bought it for you? Chris stops in his train of thought abruptly and backtracks. Clearly he didn't want to get into it. Anyway, I'm not much of a plant person, so it died, so what? How do you respond? Be sympathetic? That's kind of sad though. It must have meant something to you, right? I don't know, reminded me of better days, I guess. Maybe I can help bring a little green back to your world. Not as bad as I thought. Locked door. What's behind the locked door? Oh, secrets, mysteries, the usual. Why'd you take a guess? You're not gonna just tell me, are you? Where's the fun in that? Take a wild stab at it first. How do you respond? Guess something serious. Challenge him to show you. Why don't you just show me? Unless you're scared. Scared? Me? That's rich coming from you. Prove me wrong then. Fine, but don't say I didn't warn you. Go get the key from the fridge. I think my slime took it because it's shiny. Yo, what? Ask about his family. You never really talked about your family, why is that? Because none of your damn business, next question. I'm serious. And so am I. I'm always serious. How do you respond? Encourage him to share. Look, I'm not trying to pry. I just think it's important for you to talk about it. You're not prying, but you're not giving me much of a choice either, huh? Fine. My family and I, let's just say we didn't see eye to eye. I was a screw-up, the black sheep, whatever you want to call it. We barely talked even before I died. And after everything that happened, well, I guess I didn't give them a reason to care. I'm sure they care more than you think. Maybe. Doesn't change anything now, does it? No, but it might help you let go. Maybe. Thanks, I guess. Nothing right now. Right, let's head into the kitchen. And get that key, and then we'll talk to the others. The kitchen is even worse than the living room. The sink is overflowing with dirty dishes, caked in who knows what and stained with old grease. A pot with something green and moldy growing inside sits abandoned on the stove next to a stack of takeout boxes stained with soy sauce and grease. The refrigerator door hangs open slightly, a faint buzzing sound emanating from it. You hesitate to look inside, imagining what horrors might awake. The counters are cluttered with empty ramen cups, spilled sugar, and a sticky puddle that could be soda or something worse. Despite the chaos, there's an eerie sense of stillness, like the mess has become a part of the apartment's permanent decay. It's hard to tell if Chris was a bad cook or if he simply never bothered to try. Either way, the kitchen feels like the ghost of his apathy, haunting the space as much as he does. Alright, let's save. You grab the already ajar door and open it all the way. A cloud of flies emerges from the fridge as you try and swat them away from you. They dissipate into the room and you get a look at the contents inside the fridge. Yeah, it's just a bunch of rotten food. Just mystery slop that's fizzing into the surface of the fridge. What's that stuck in the back behind a dangerously inflated milk carton? Something shiny catches your eye. Uh-oh, what are you thinking? Pick it up. Alright, here I go. You carefully navigate your hand, avoiding the sludge and especially the milk carton bomb. You push the trash away until you can easily get to the object. You find a scratched up piece of metal buried in the pile. A closer look reveals the outline of a key buried in what can only be described as sentient milk sludge. It kinda looks like it's moving. No way. Great, it's stuck in something weird. I feel like if I grab with my hand, it's gonna kill me. Grab with hand. You tentatively reach out to grab it. I'm sure reaching into a suspicious substance will be okay. You reach into the sludge again, but this time it surges up your arm, constricting like a slimy snake. Panic sets in as you struggle to break free. The clothes on your arm are already starting to hiss and melt away. In a panic, you call for Chris. Help me! Chris phases into the kitchen at your cries for help. As much as I love to see how this plays out, I kinda want you alive. Chris materializes beside you and glares at the sludge like an annoyed parent scolding a misbehaving child. Hey, bad slime. Drop it. The sludge hesitates as if recognizing his authority, before shrinking away and hiding under a pile of trash. How'd you do that? I've got away with gross slimy things. Guess you're lucky I'm charming. Try not to stick your hand in anything else dumb, yeah? And don't make me save you twice. Once is my limit. Chris smirks and floats away casually. Yeah, all the nasty slop is still there. The shining glint in the back of the fridge catches your eye again. Alright, let's pick it up. Alright, let's use the bleach. You pour bleach onto the sludge. It recoils dramatically, hissing like an overdramatic villain. The foul smell of the substances mixing makes your eyes and nose burn. The injured creature slinks away, leaving a trail of melted goo along with the key. You quickly pick up the key it dropped, holding it by your fingertips as the bleach melts the slime away. Oh, don't have my slime. Chemical warfare's pretty low. Chris frowns at you and phases back through the walls. Sorry. Alright, let's leave. When you enter the living room, you see Sky talking to the spirit box with their arms waving around. You know, Chris, if you weren't such a dick all the time, maybe people would have liked you more. And if you weren't so sensitive, maybe you wouldn't cry every time someone called you out. What do? Intervene. Guys, seriously? We're supposed to be working together. Oh, sorry, didn't realize we're in a therapy session. You started it. You let out a heavy sigh and tried to continue what you were doing before. Alright, no fighting, guys. Eventually, those two returned back to what they were doing before. Right, let's talk to Sky. Hey, what's up? I have questions about something I found. You ask about the bookshelf. So lots of interesting things in the bookcase, what do you think? Oh, the manga and anime stuff? Yeah, I've seen it before. It's fine, I guess. Not really my thing, though. I mean, I get it. Cool art, wild stories, larger-than-life characters, just not what I resonate with. What do you like, then? I'm more into mysteries and true crime, especially if it's got unsolved cases or spooky stuff, as you know. Sky shrugs, clearly indifferent but not judgmental. They glance at the bookshelf again as if trying to spot something they might connect with. How do you respond? Compliment their interests. True crime and mysteries, huh? That's pretty cool. Right? There's something fascinating about the unknown. Of course you'd understand. Totally. Keeps you guessing and always on edge. Exactly. Maybe I'll recommend a podcast or two for you sometime. Sky seems genuinely pleased with your interest in their favorite genre. Talk about the trash. So the mountains of trash. Oh yeah, that's not great. Definitely on the gross side. Kinda makes you wonder how someone let it get this bad. Like, did they just stop caring entirely? Guess it's our job to deal with the spooky stuff, not the hygiene issues though. Sky looks at the trash pile with a mix of mild disgust and curiosity. How do you respond? Show sympathy for whoever lived here. It's kinda sad though. Makes you wonder what was going on with the person who lived here. Yeah, it does feel like more than just laziness, doesn't it? Maybe they were dealing with something big, and it just got out of control. Could be, yeah. I wonder if we can figure out what happened. Plant? The plant in the living room's looking pretty rough. Yeah, poor plant. Guess it didn't survive the haunted vibes or the, complete lack of care. I'm not great with plants either. Always forget they need water and, you know, sunlight. The Sky scratches the back of their head awkwardly, clearly feeling a bit guilty about the neglected greenery. How do you respond? Express sympathy. Poor plant. Didn't stand a chance, did it? Yeah, it feels like everything in here is doomed to fall apart eventually. Aww. Maybe not everything. There's still hope for some of it. Like the plant. Maybe it just needs a little care. Maybe. It's a nice way to think about it. Sky looks a little more thoughtful, encouraged by your optimistic take. Fridge. So the fridge, it's kinda got a lot of strange stuff in it. Their face scrunches in disgust at the memory of it. Ugh, ew, I'm not touching that. It's like too gross. If you look through it, don't use your bare hands. Sky shudders at the thought alone, visibly uncomfortable. How do you respond? Offer to clean it yourself. I'll take care of it. You don't have to worry about it. Really? You're a lifesaver? Or a fridge saver? Either way, thanks. Don't mention it. Though you own the one after this. Deal. I'll even cheer you on from a safe distance. Locked door. What's behind the locked door? I'm thinking there's gonna be something big in there. The source of the ghost's lingering feelings, maybe a murder plot to be discovered. Sky starts getting carried away in the theories, animatedly gesturing as they go on. Or maybe a treasure chest full of gold coins, or what if it's some kind of creepy diary that reveals everything? Okay, maybe it's just a broom closet, but still, we have to find out. How do you respond? Encourage their excitement. You might be onto something, Sky. Let's crack this mystery wide open. Alright, and nothing else. Let's ask about their love of ghosts. You sure do love ghosts? I do. I love the idea of ghosts and the supernatural ever since I was young. That's why I've always been so interested in your story. I just wish I had more encounter with the otherworldly too. Encourage them to keep seeking. You're already in the right field for it, and this case is definitely just the beginning. Yeah, I mean, who knows what'll happen next? Sky smiles, clearly excited about the idea of a more paranormal encounter. Their enthusiasm is infectious, and thanks to the encouragement, you make it seem possible. So about Chris. What do you think about Chris? I think he's mean-spirited. You get it? Sky raises an eyebrow, waiting for your response, a hint of playfulness in their voice. How do you respond? Groan? Oh, really? That's so punny. Sky laughs lightly, but it's clear they're enjoying your exasperation. But you got it though. I'll take that as a win. You're just too much sometimes. I know, but you secretly like it. Anyway, in all seriousness, what do you think about second chances? You believe. I believe in second chances. People can change. And everyone deserves the opportunity to do better. Well, it's really heartwarming. You got a good heart, huh? I like that. I think it's important to give people a chance to redeem themselves, even if it takes time. I like how you think. Maybe that's why I hang around you so much. I want you to believe. And you make me believe in the good parts of people. Well, I usually want to give people a second chance, or about 5 to 6 before I feel like an idiot, but who's counting? It's a risk, but if it's worth it, I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, life's full of messes, isn't it? Definitely. But sometimes it's the messes that make everything interesting. Just gotta know when to walk away before it gets too out of hand. Sky gives you a warm smile, and for a moment, you both just stand there, thinking about the nature of second chances. So, your inventions. They're pretty cool. Oh, I like to tinker around and make things, I guess. Getting them to work exactly the way I imagine has been challenging. But I don't let it get me down. I gotta keep trying. This is just a normal part of being a scientist and inventor. What do you say next? Let's make something amazing together. Yeah, I think we could make something incredible together. Your ideas and my ideas too, could really make some progress. Yeah, this is gonna be so fun. We can bounce ideas off each other and make something that's never been done before. Sky's face lights up. Their excitement palpable as they immediately start thinking of new project ideas. I have so many things I want to try. My head's spinning just thinking about it. Gender identity. So you said you use they them pronouns? Yep, that's right. Never felt right to me being called anything else even growing up. And I like being more fluid with my appearance too. Just Sky smiles a little more brightly as they talk about this part of themselves. Their tone feels relaxed, but there's a subtle sense of pride in their voice. How do you respond? I think that's really cool. It's awesome that you found what makes you feel right, and I really admire your confidence. Oh, thanks. It wasn't always easy, but I've really grown into it. It feels good just to be me, you know? Sky seems genuinely happy, the smile widening, and they seem to appreciate your understanding and support. No more questions. Okay, Yinny. Alright, now we gotta talk to the grump. Returning to the living room, it's no less of a disaster than before. Trash and clutter still dominate the space, and the stale smell lingers in the air. The others are scattered around. I wonder if Chris has anything else to say. Now that you're here, can I say something first? Chris stands there awkwardly. He's oddly vulnerable in the way that he's nervously looking at you. This hasn't happened to me before, so it's pretty freaking stupid that it's happening now when I'm already dead. But you've been important to me, and I wanted you to know that, okay? That's all I wanted to say. Someone's falling for me. To this admission from Chris, you... What do you mean by important? When you say I'm important to you, what exactly do you mean? Chris hesitates, his form flickering slightly as he looks at you, then away. I mean, you're not like everyone else. You get me. Even when I'm a complete asshole, you're still here. That's rare. I think you got more to say. Oh no, you're not dragging more out of me, that's it. That's all you're getting. Chris. Fine. You make me feel like maybe I wasn't a total waste of space when I was alive. Happy now? I'll take that as the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Yeah, well, don't expect it to happen again. Too late. I'm holding on to this moment forever. Chris scowls, but there's warmth in his eyes that he can't quite hide. He's so cute. It's about time you admitted how much you like me. No, don't flatter yourself too much. I didn't say I liked you. You said I'm important to you. That's basically the same thing. You're freaking impossible. I have been told that. And yet here you are, being all emotional with me. Chris rolls his eyes, but there's no hiding the faint flicker of affection in his gaze. Do you get even closer? Yes. You take a step closer and so does he. The space between you feels charged, the air impossibly heavy with unsaid words and emotions that can't be contained anymore. Chris's spectral hand hesitates just above your cheek before it cups your face. His touch is cold, like a winter breeze, yet there's an intensity in his gaze that burns with unmistakable heat. God, you're making me wish I wasn't dead. Why couldn't I have met you before Before you can respond, he pulls you in, his lips, cool but solid against yours, meet yours in a kiss that starts hesitantly but quickly grows demanding. Whoa! The sensation is unlike anything you've ever felt. A mix of icy chills and strange electric warmth that sends shivers down your spine. When the kiss finally breaks, you're both breathless despite the fact that he doesn't even need to breathe. You really don't know what you do to a guy, huh? You're the one that started it. Yeah, well, I'm not about to let you forget it. He leans his forehead against yours, his form glowing faintly in the dim light. His eyes, usually so sharp and mocking, are filled with something softer, something vulnerable and real. You make me feel things I haven't felt in... God, I don't even know how long. Maybe ever. It's terrifying. But I don't want it to stop. You reach up to touch his face, your fingers brushing through the faint outline of his jaw. His form flickers again, more solid now, as if your connection is anchoring him somehow. Then, don't let it stop. Stay with me. Believe me, sunshine, I'm not freaking going anywhere. Aww. He pulls you back into another kiss. This one's slower but no less passionate. His hands slide down to your waist, pulling you closer. For a moment it feels as though nothing else exists but the two of you. The living and the dead somehow connected in a way that defies explanation. Chris presses closer, his other hand trailing to the back of your neck, holding you as if afraid you might slip away. The kiss deepens, and for a fleeting moment he feels more alive than ever before. His form flickers brightly, the faint hum of static intensifying as he pours every ounce of his emotion into you. Eventually, somehow he pulls away from you. It looks like he's trying to calm himself down. I guess we can't do this all day, can we? Well, as tempting as that is, you're in the middle of something, right? In a daze, you vaguely remember coming to talk to him about something else. If I don't stop now, I don't know what I'll do. Freaky ghost boink? Well, now that's done with that, where were we? Right. What do you want, sunshine? Ask about the fridge. So, the fridge, it's kind of got a lot of strange stuff in it. Well, these days my appetite's been kind of off. Weird, huh? Seriously, what even is half of that stuff? Condiments, leftovers, and dreams. What else do you keep in the fridge? How do you respond? Offer to clean it. You know, I could help you clean it out if you want. Why? It's not like I'm gonna eat any of it. It's not about eating. It's about not being haunted by whatever's in there. Hey, leave the slime alone, but you could always clean up its enclosure. I guess I wouldn't hate that. Thanks. And watch out for my slime in there, okay? She only likes me and she's sensitive. Alright, let's leave. I don't have anything to say. Alright. Alright, let's talk to Mr. Grumpy. When you walk up to Alistair, he's in the middle of adjusting his meticulously curated posh outfit. His shirt is perfectly tucked into tailored trousers, the cuffs neatly rolled to reveal a gleaming expensive watch on his wrist. The sharp creases on his clothes suggest that they've seen a recent encounter with a steam press. He fusses over his lapels, brushing off an imaginary speck of dust. His movements precise and deliberate. He looks positively like a fish out of water in the sea of trash that is Chris's apartment. He glances at you briefly before returning his attention to his clothes, straightening his collar with a faint frown of concentration. Even in this mundane moment, Alistair radiates an air of authority and elegance, as if every detail of his appearance is a declaration of his superiority. Well, are you to admire or interrupt? I don't have all day. How do you respond? Tease him about his perfectionism. You know, most people don't spend this much time obsessing over a shirt. And that's why most people look like they've crawled out of a dumpster. But come on, do you really need to fix your lapels again? Yes, because unlike some, I care about making a proper impression. He narrows his eyes at you, but there's a spark of amusement in them. What do you want? What now? I have some questions for you. Sure, what do you want to know? You asked about your past. What kind of past did you have? Did you always have money? Hardly. Is this what you poor people cling to as an excuse? You assume I just got lucky? Alistair crosses his arms, his gaze sharp and unyielding. Well, you don't have to be a dick. I worked for everything I have, unlike some people. I don't expect life to hand me anything. How do you respond? Challenge his attitude. Well, you sure love reminding people how hard you work. Maybe turn it down a bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Did my story offend your delicate sensibilities? It's just, you don't have to act like everyone else is beneath you. I act like that because most people are beneath me. Work harder if you don't like it. Wow! Alistair scowls, clearly unimpressed with your criticism. You ask about your love of money. You sure do love money. Of course, and Alistair doesn't even try to deny it. His tone is as unapologetic as ever. Don't you care about anything else besides money? Of course I do. But money makes everything a lot easier. That's kinda sad. Sad or not, it's the truth. Now quit moralizing and get back to work. So about Chris, what do you think of him? Who? The ghost? What do I think? He's a lazy, self-absorbed disaster. You think being dead would make him less of a slob. Instead, he spends his time whining and cluttering up what's already a godforsaken apartment. Alistair crosses his arms, clearly unimpressed. He glares at the air as if daring Chris to start arguing. If he had half as much energy haunting as he does complaining, maybe this place wouldn't be such a wreck. How do you respond? Defend Chris. Come on, he's not that bad. He's just misunderstood. Misunderstood? He's a walking, well, floating mess. Don't romanticize incompetence. Maybe if you were nicer, he'd be more cooperative. Nice? To him? I'll be nice when he earns it. Alistair scoffs, clearly unwilling to budge. Medieval interests. So you like medieval stuff? Like? That's putting it off lightly. The medieval era was the pinnacle of human ingenuity and structure. They had discipline, honor, and knew the value of hard work, unlike the lazy excuses for people nowadays. Alistair crosses his arms, clearly passionate about the subject. His eyes gleam as he continues. Not to mention they knew how to handle their money. None of this buy now, pay later nonsense. How do you respond? It's his view. You know, the medieval era wasn't exactly the golden age you're making it out to be. Yeah, people died at like 29. Oh, enlighten me, Professor. What's so grand about today's era of slackers and shortcuts? At least people now have more opportunities and equality. The medieval era was harsh and unfair. Also, not to mention people died from the common cold. And yet they built the foundations of everything you enjoy today. Try thinking about that before you lecture me. Yes, and there's a reason we're no longer in the medieval era anymore, Alistair. He glares at you, clearly unimpressed with your argument. No more questions. Alright, let's ask you about the things you found. Make it quick. You ask about the bookshelf. So, lots of interesting things in the bookcase. What do you think? I suppose this is what passes for reading these days. No wonder civilization's gone downhill. You know what, Alistair? I only read books that are cultured, not this smut. Okay. Person who sits there at night probably reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What do you read? History books. Proper reading. Not that fluff people are into nowadays. Okay, Mr. Lacking in Imagination. How do you respond? Ask an earnest question. What's your favorite historical period to read about? You seem pretty passionate. The medieval era, of course. A time of real strength and perseverance. You could learn a thing or two from it. You know what? I have tried to get along with you. I have. This is why I don't like rich people. Ascendant tense. Maybe you can recommend a good book? We'll see if you're up to the task of reading it after this job is done. You ask about the trash. So what's with the mountains of trash? I've seen medieval battlefields in better conditions. This place should be condemned. More reason for you to get back to work so we can leave this cursed place. How do you respond? Criticize his tone. You don't have to be so dramatic about it. It's just some trash. Just some trash? This is a biohazard. Your nonchalance is disturbing. I think you're exaggerating a little. And I think you're blind to reality. Stop talking and start cleaning. What about the plant? The plant in the living room, it looks pretty dead. Of course. How could anything live in these conditions? It's a tragedy, really. Perfectly good plant ruined by neglect and filth. Defend the plant's owner. Maybe they were just too busy to care for it. Things happen, you know? Like the owner passing away? Too busy? Too busy to water a plant? That's the laziest excuse I've ever heard. Not everyone's as perfect as you, Alistair. And it shows. Now stop defending incompetence and get back to work. Man, you are a butthole. Finally. You done wasting my time? Jeez. Yeah, I'm done. Back to work then. I'm not running a charity. Good God. Well, hey Chris. What do you want, sunshine? Nah, no more dialogue options with Chris. Alright, I guess we go into the locked room. You hold the key you retrieved in your hand and look towards the door. You feel like there's something important in there, like it's the point of no return. What will you do? Open the door. Let's see what's in here. Chris materialized right behind you, his presence sending a shiver down your spine. You're gonna use the key, huh? Can't say you'll like what you find in there. Sky and Alistair, drawn in by the commotion, also wander over to see what's going on. Nice! New area unlocked! We're not finding anything useful enough out here, let's get inside another room. A flicker of nervous hesitation shows on Chris's face. A crack in his usual apathetic demeanor. He recovers quickly though, is scoffing with feigned indifference. Nosy much? Fine. Go ahead, freaks. I don't care. You give him a concerned look, and when he notices, he gives you a lopsided smile. Don't worry about me, sunshine. Your heart still gives you a sharp ache in your chest. With that, you tentatively insert the key and turn it until there's a satisfying click. Your hand lingers on the knob for a moment. The air feels heavier, as though something unseen is waiting just beyond the door. With a deep breath, you push it open. The door protests with a noisy creak like a warning. Act 3. Till death do us part. The bedroom is even worse than the rest of the apartment. The stale, heavy smell of unwashed laundry and mildew assaults your nose immediately. Piles of clothes are scattered haphazardly across the floor, forming makeshift mountains. The walls are covered in an assortment of posters, some faded and curling at the edges. They range from obscure anime and old video game artwork to chaotic smeared words scrawled in markers. A desk dominates one corner of the room, barely visible underneath layers of trash. Empty soda bottles, crumpled snack wrappers, and sticky, unidentifiable spills. At its center sits a computer, the monitor glowing faintly despite being unplugged. Oh yeah, that's not suspicious at all, is it? And on the bed, a tattered blanket lies in a crumpled heap. A stuffed animal peeks up from underneath, a bunny with a stitched-up ear. Sky and Alistair file into the room, looking around, horrified. Sky brings in their spirit box with them. They place it carefully on the bed after shifting around some of the garbage. How did you live like this? Chris leans casually against the doorway, watching your reactions with a smug grin. What? Disappointed that it's not a torture dungeon or something? I'm feeling tortured. This is... wow, it's a lot. Sky looks overwhelmed, their eyes darting nervously around the room. It's disgusting. I mean, it's not great. Alistair wrinkles his nose but then points towards the glowing monitor. But that computer, that's not normal. Sky frowns, stepping cautiously towards the desk. Yeah, pretty sure unplugged monitors aren't supposed to glow. You feel a faint chill as you approach the desk, the air around the computer noticeably colder. Chris watches intently, his earlier apathy melting into something harder to read. Apprehension, maybe. Careful with that. I wouldn't touch it if I were you. That almost sounded like you were serious, which for him is pretty significant. Call him out on it? Nah. You decide not to press him for more right now. I feel bad, but now you turn your attention to the rest of the room. Let's look around. Maybe we'll find something that explains all of this. Chris coughs but doesn't stop you. Alright, let's look at the... pile of clothing, maybe? Oh, we'll look at the drawer. It's a lot of trash as expected, with some items of interest. Look at the lotion and tissues. Ew! There's a big bottle of lotion and a box of tissues on the nightstand. Chris notices what you spotted and shrugs. What? I'm just a normal hot-blooded man. You know what I'm saying, right, Sky? You turn to Sky and they turn tomato red in the face and swiftly look away. I told you I'm gender neutral. Yeah, the person didn't deny it then. What about you, Chad? Alistair looks confused. What are you referring to now, demon? Spanking the monkey, choking the chicken, punching the munchkin, beating the meat. Okay, yes, we get it. You all look at Alistair, unsure if he truly didn't know what was implied. You're surprisingly innocent in some ways. What's your deal? I only make deals where I win. I bet Alistair's a bottom. Chris bursts out in uncontrollable laughter, much to Alistair's annoyance. Sky has completely checked out the conversation out of embarrassment. Time to get back to whatever you were doing. Look at the picture. On Chris's nightstand is a cracked photo frame showing Chris at their company's launch party. before I realized everything is meaningless. Looks like a small group of plucky new grads with bright futures. The photo has a date written in the corner, October 28th. That date must have meant something to him. What was the start of it all? The frame is pretty dusty. You wonder how long ago this was. Whoa. Is that Chris? He looks so normal. Is that what he looks like as a ghost, Yinny? You look between the ghost Chris and he's almost unrecognizable, even besides the spirit transformation. The hair is shorter and they're smiling with people, and their clothes are clean and hole-free. Then you look back at the rat-infested looking man in front of you. What? He's completely different. Really? Is that normal? You think back to your past supernatural encounter and answer to the best of your knowledge. No, they mostly look the same unless something traumatic happened to them. You look at Chris and he jumps at the sudden scrutiny. Hey, I don't freaking remember anything happening like that. I was just living my life. The guy looked around with concern and understanding in their big round eyes. Chris sneers at the sight of them. Ugh, I can't stand your pity. It's sympathy. Well, I don't freaking want that either. It's okay, let it out. What happened to you? Crap. You are annoying. Look at the corner. What's this stuff on the corner? It looks like... Is that dried blood? You turn to Chris, who looks completely unbothered. What's that from? No, I don't freaking remember how it got there. Alistair raises an eyebrow at this. What? This is how you died? Chris blinks and then his expression twists into confusion and pain. What are you smoking? I remember that. They found your body here. No foul play was noted, so it was chalked up to an accident. Chris, jaw clenched, looked clearly shaken by this new information and he turns to leave. Oh, Alistair! I died in such a stupid way. You wonder, is that really how it happened? Life is so freaking stupid and rigged, I was right all along. He sounds angry, but there's also a hint of despair and fear. Leave the nightstand. Let's talk to Chris. You okay? What do you want, Sunshine? I have some questions about something I found. Let's ask about the picture. The picture I found, it seemed important. What's the story there? It's just a stupid photo. Don't read into it too much. You look so different. Younger and happier. What happened? Nothing happened, just life, you know? Things change. You started the company, right? Looks like a big moment for you. Yeah, sure, big moment. All that hope for what? Look where I ended up. Is that what this is about? You still care about it? I don't care about any of it anymore. What's the point? You seem pretty bitter about it. It's okay to admit it meant something to you. Why? So you can lecture me. Save your breath, it doesn't matter now. How do you respond? Show some empathy? I get it. It must have hurt to see it all fall apart. Yeah, it did. Still does sometimes. You don't have to act like it doesn't matter. You were really proud of it, weren't you? Yeah, I was. But look where it got me. I guess pride doesn't really matter when you end up dead. Ask about the blood. Chris, the blood in your room. It wasn't an accident, was it? What do you think? Maybe it's just pain. Yeah, let's go with that. How do you respond? Press him further. Don't dodge the question. What really happened? You really don't let things go, do you? Fine. That blood. It's mine, alright? I wish I could just forget it. Guess I thought if I ignored it long enough it'd disappear, but it's still there. Just like me. You don't deserve to carry that alone, Chris. Maybe not, but thanks, I guess. Nothing right now. Anything else? I don't have anything to say anymore. Let's talk to Sky. Hey, can I be honest with you for a second? I met a lot of people in this line of work, but you're different. In a good way. Of course, I've always been a fan of your work, but after getting to know you, I like you even more. I mean, usually ghosts are terrifying and I'm running the other way, but with you I feel braver? Confident even? Sky rubs the back of their neck nervously, their usual bright demeanor faltering slightly. I sound so cheesy right now, just pretend I didn't say anything, okay? You like them too, as a friend. Yeah, I get it. I feel the same way. I'm glad we're friends, Sky. Really? That's really nice to hear. I kind of thought I was coming off as a total dork. Well, you are, but in a good way. You're relatable, and honestly, you make all the supernatural stuff way less scary. Relatable? Wow, that's the first for me. Thanks, that means a lot. Sky's face lights up with a warm smile, the earlier nerves melting away. So what were we doing before this? Oh yeah, hey, what's up? I have some questions for you. Let's ask about the picture. The picture I found seemed important. What's the story there? I wonder too. It's crazy to think that the person in the picture somehow ended in such a tragedy. I mean, they seem so happy. Or maybe that's just how pictures work. They hide all the bad stuff behind the perfect little moment. How do you respond to Sky's thoughts? Or focus on solving the mystery? Either way, there's gotta be a clue in the picture. Maybe it connects to why the ghost is still there. You're probably right. Let's figure it out before things get even weirder. You don't ask about anything for now. Hello, Alistair, you butthole. Yinny, what do you want? I have some questions about something I found. Make it quick. Ask about the picture. The picture I found seemed important. What do you think's going on there? I see that ghost wasn't always the failure we see it to be today. You'd have to be at least a bit successful to afford living here. I'm surprised though. Doesn't seem like the thing keeps many objects of sentimental value like that. How do you respond? Critique his tone suggests keeping it safe. Either way, that picture seems important. We should probably hang on to it just in case.
Fair point. Sentimental or not could hold a clue. Don't lose it.
Got it. I'll make sure it's safe.
Good. It's the least you can do considering how much I'm paying you.
Man.
Finally, you done wasting my time now?
Alright, let's check the bed. The bed is a chaotic mess of crumpled clothes, fast food wrappers, and unidentifiable objects poking out from underneath.
And this is where the magic happens. Look in glorious awe.
Look through the clothes.
Yeah, sure, have fun digging through my dirty laundry.
Yinny, you're braver than me. You rifle through the layers of clutter, carefully avoiding anything too questionable. Eventually, your hand lands on something hard and rectangular. Look through notebook. Ask Chris for permission. Can we look in your notebook? Could be something important in there.
Jeez, why are you so obsessed with me? Like I get it, but chill, Yinny.
Sky looks at him with a deadpan and unamused expression.
Come on, dude, be serious for once. Do whatever the heck you want, I won't stop you. Don't get your panties in a twist, nerd.
It's filled with scrawled notes, crude drawings, and what looks like a to-do list. To-do list: hack Rival's account, order pizza, post video, write hate mail, sleep, meet up with AJ. Who's AJ? It's not crossed out.
Someone I used to know.
Chris turns away after this curt statement. Sky reads the to-do list over your shoulder. Her expression, a mix of fascination and mild disgust. This guy really was living the dream, huh? Snatching the list out of your hand, Alistair flips through the pages with a grimace. He slams the notebook shut and tosses it back onto the pile of clothes, his jaw tight with frustration.
It's all meaningless, worthless junk. Hey, don't disrespect the art. Notebook's worth millions. Well, maybe to me.
Chris materializes beside you, grinning as he floats lazily above the bed.
You're wasting your time. If you want my secrets, they're not in there.
Let's ask about AJ. I want to know about AJ.
AJ, what about him? Not much to say.
How do you respond? Press him about AJ. Come on, you can't just brush that off. He was obviously important to you.
Fine, AJ was... Look, he was my best friend. My partner. We built something together, you know? Something that mattered. And yeah, things didn't end well. We had a falling out, okay? But I don't want to talk about it.
That must have been hard for you.
You could say that, but don't pity me, alright? Screwed it up and I know it. Happy now?
Well, nothing right now. Alright, let's check out the computer. You approach the ominously glowing computer. Inspect it. You take a step closer. The faint hum of the monitor growing louder in your ears. The glow flickers slightly as if reacting to your presence. A sense of unease settles in your stomach, but your curiosity keeps you moving forward.
I told you not to touch it, dumbass.
Chris growls his words, his voice losing its usual mocking tone.
You know what you're messing with.
Maybe listen to the ghost this time. I shifts nervously, clearly torn between fascination and fear.
If it's important, we need to know. Just don't break anything.
Alistair crosses his arms, watching you with a critical eye. Your fingers brush the edge of the desk, and the screen flashes bright white for a moment. A distorted voice emerges from the speaker, echoing the static. Help me. Chris flinches, his usual bravado completely gone.
I told you, don't mess with it. Be gentle at least.
You nod, and as gently as possible you move the mouse. The computer wakes up to a screen asking for a password.
Well, what's the password? I ain't telling you, Chad.
Alistair glares at the spirit box and Chris smiles mirthlessly at you.
I got nothing to say to those circus monkeys.
Tap in password. I'm gonna try and enter the date. The October 28th on the photo? There's a cheery computer jiggle and a screen flickers for the moment before a screensaver pops up. Wait, yay! Yeah, you did it! You figured it out!
If this is what he uses as password, he was more sentimental than I gave him credit for. Oh, shut up. Now, let's see what's on here.
Chris shifts uncomfortably but doesn't move to stop you from progressing. It's cluttered with files, but one folder is titled Personal Stuff. Do not open. That folder immediately draws everyone's attention. What do we have here? Should we look?
Hey, invading someone's privacy, that's pretty low of you guys.
Ignoring Chris's protest, Alistair commands you with no hesitation.
Do it.
You hover the cursor over the file. What do you do? Ask Chris if he can open it. Can we open it? Maybe it'll help with figuring out your situation. Chris snaps towards you like he's about to retort but stops himself. He frowns and looks away with a huff.
Do whatever you want, it's not really gonna freaking help.
Surprisingly docile of you. Is it because you asked?
No. Screw you. There, happy? He said do whatever you want, so open it.
Open the folder. Inside are poorly drawn digital art pieces, short story drafts and several files labeled as songs.
Nothing important, it looks like. Oh, screw you.
Should we play the songs?
Certainly not. No.
Sky peers over your shoulder at the thumbnail for the drawings. He was creative?
Oh, fantastic. Look at the peanut gallery judging my hobbies. Feel better about yourselves?
No, actually, these are really good. Chris falters, his sarcastic shield briefly cracking.
Shut up, bitch. You're just saying that.
He's so funny. Then you notice Chris glancing at you, and then away. Is he expecting your response too? What do? Flirt with him. These are great. I love a creative guy. Chris perks up at your tone and smirks. He saunters closer to him. Look at his face. He's like, oh.
Oh yeah? I'm creative in all kinds of ways, especially in bed.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Can we fandangle it while we're floating? Okay, stop right there, guys. We are right here.
I don't mind an audience. How about you, sunshine? Definitely not. Moving on. Alright, let's look at something else.
With the computer unlocked, the desktop awaits your actions. And check emails. Lots of random junk mail and irrelevant subscriptions.
Scroll till the day you die and see if there's anything before that.
You start scrolling down past all the spam until you hit a long email thread. Oh, this one looks interesting. It's an email thread from someone named AJ written the day before Chris's death. Tomorrow, no more games. From AJ to Chris.
Chris, I've had enough. You've been sabotaging the company for months, taking credit for work you didn't do, and pushing the rest of us to the sidelines. I kept quiet now, hoping you come to your senses, but it's clear now that you're only in this for yourself. We built this together. Or have you forgotten that? You betrayed everyone who trusted you, including me. I'll meet you at your place 8 PM. No excuses, no delays. Don't make me wait.
You look at Chris for further explanation. There was a flash of pain and hesitation on his face, but he carefully spoke.
Yeah, AJ and I started a company together, and I outgrew him.
That sucks, dude.
That makes sense to me. Business is business. We met each other in college. He's my oldest. He was my only friend. It wasn't anything personal. What does this have to do with anything?
Check thoughts. You open up a text file and there are various writings with dates on them. It's a lot of what you come to expect by now, angry and hateful rambling, but some of them indicate something deeper than that. Chris, some of these entries sound like you weren't doing well. There's a lot of anger.
Oh, what a shocker! The angry guy was angry. Next you tell me water's wet.
These pages don't just sound angry, they sound lonely.
Lonely? Nah, I just didn't like people. Big difference.
You scroll to one of the last entries. Then why write, I just wanted someone to see me?
You're misinterpreting it.
He looks away, visibly uncomfortable. Check online activity. Oh god, there's like 100 tabs open.
Don't close any. I need all of them.
Let's see what's here, maybe there's something useful. I'm worried. Any chance it'll be recipes or cute cat videos?
Knowing him, his online activity couldn't be good.
You go to open up one of his disorganized and cluttered tabs. Which one do you click? Shadow's World. What is this? His personal blog?
Why in the world is rigged against you?
It's a long chain of angry, defeatist posts about societal inequality and how success is only for the privileged. One post reads, it's not about working harder, it's about knowing the right people. If you're not born in the right circles, you're just screwed. Period. Yikes, this is bleak.
He wasn't wrong about some things, but it sounds like he gave up before even trying. Screw you, you don't know anything about me.
People don't get it. They talk about finding meaning like it's a scavenger hunt. But what if there's no treasure, just more dirt? This doesn't sound like someone who hated everything. It sounds like someone who was lost.
Lost, try enlightened.
You continue scrolling down until one of the entries looks different than all the others. It's short and simple, which stands out in the sea of ranting posts. It reads simply,
what if I'm wrong?
Is this remorse? Chris looks surprised to see what you're looking at.
No, I was hacked. Shut up.
Where's 19 Kun? There are bookmarks with titles like How to Really Hack the System and The Truth About Big Tech Sellouts. In some of the threads, Chris shares sarcastic takes on tech moguls, often escalating into long-winded rants. Everyone's out to screw you, so why not screw them first? At least I'm honest about it. These posts sound like he was spiraling.
Blaming everything on someone else, typical. Mad because you're wrong, losers?
What do you think about his post? Show empathy. Seems like you were looking for connection, even if it wasn't in the healthiest places. Sky smiles at your response while Chris rolls his eyes.
You think you got me all figured out, huh? I didn't want a connection. I wanted... I don't know, forget it. Maybe I just wanted someone to listen without pretending they cared. You happy now? Found your aha moment?
What is Deadit? His username shows him frequently posting in threads about tech industry exploitation and loneliness.
Everyone says find your people. What if there are no people for someone like me?
This is just sad.
More like a black hole of negativity.
Have some sympathy, Alistair. Is this him reaching out?
I wasn't reaching out, I was venting. Don't romanticize it.
Well, I'm done looking for now. Leave. When you return to the desktop, there's something new right in the center of the screen almost calling you. Was that always there? When you look at the new file, you can immediately sense a heavy pressure pressing directly against your soul. There's something going on with this one.
That's an understatement, that's downright haunted. Good, then let's leave it the heck alone then. Don't want us to look? Yinny, open it. Screw you, asshole.
No. You move to avoid the ominous file, but then your cursor moves on its own and opens the file. The group watches in horror as you lose control of the device. The fans whir to life with a mechanical groan. The screen flickers and a strange corrupted version of Chris's face appears as a desktop background.
Hey, don't look at that.
Well, that's unsettling. The mouse moves on its own, opening a hidden folder labeled Keep Out. Inside are several files, each with corrupted titles, and it opens up one for you. It's like a digital Ouija board. Help.mp3. The file plays a strange audio clip. Why am I still here? Why won't it stop? The static is so loud, I just want out. That sounded just like Chris. He sounds like he's in so much pain. Oh, that's crazy static noise playing. What does it mean? You notice that the others don't hear the voice. Alistair notices your change in expression.
What is that?
Chris looks at you pointedly and suddenly shakes his head. Keep it a secret. Nothing. Sounds like static to me. Before Alistair can retort, the fans of the computer whir wildly again. Then the mouse moves on its own again. You'll watch with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension as the next file is open. Tether. Again, the file plays and only you can hear the meaning. I can feel it pulling me back. Every time I try to let go, I end up here. The stupid screen, the stupid life, even in death, I'm still stuck. It's just more static. Alistair looks at you sharply one more time. Yandere, my name is spoken like a warning. Keep secret. You chose to continue to play dumb. Just more static. What could it mean? I wonder too. Alistair narrows his eyes at you suspiciously but lets it go for now. Chris secretly gives you a grateful look. The face of the other Chris flickers away and the screen returns to its original state. Seems like the computer is back to normal. The tension plagues the group from the haunting events that just occurred. You wonder what to do with the new information. You're done here for now. You step away from the computer. Well, alright, it's probably time to talk to everyone again. Chris?
What do you want, sunshine?
Alright, let's talk about the computer. Okay, apparently nothing. Chris has nothing to say to us. With the computer unlocked, the desktop awaits your actions. Make final decision. You gather everyone around ready to make a decision. Well, is there anything we don't know? We've been up and down this whole stinking place. You feel a pang of guilt. You know Chris's secret. Even though it couldn't have been more than a muscle twitch, Alistair notices your reaction.
Yandere, do you know something about this computer that you haven't told us?
He's surprisingly and scarily perceptive to certain things, yet completely oblivious to others. Sky looks to you now, wide-eyed. Chris gives you a sharp look and clenches his jaw. What do? Ask Chris to share it. Chris, do you have something to say? Alistair frowns at this and glares at you. Sky looks at you curiously.
What do you mean by that? No, I freaking don't.
You can trust us. Chris gives you a harsh look at what you're suggesting. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, he lets out a defeated sigh.
Fine, I'll trust you, sunshine. If that's what you think is best. I must be having a ghost stroke. They get those, right? Anyway, it's the computer. It's tied to me. It's what you losers have been looking for.
This is crazy.
You knew this whole time and let us search this whole cursed place. Oh shit, I wouldn't tell you.
So what does this mean? The investigation has reached a critical point. The team has collected enough evidence to realize that Chris's lingering spirit might be bound to something in the apartment. After piecing together hints from his journal, behavior, and files, the team suspects the connection lies with his old computer.
Out of all the weird things in here, this has got to be the weirdest.
And creepiest. You stand before the desk staring at Chris's computer. Okay, so let me get this straight. The big bad ghost might be hiding in his gamer rig.
Makes sense, he spent almost every waking hour on it. Maybe his obsession tethered him to it after death. Obsessed? Since the guy's into Renaissance fairs and probably has a sword at home. And many historical accurate medieval weaponry, including but not limited to swords.
Alistair, impervious to shame, yes, that is true, states this proudly, much to Chris's annoyance. Guys, this is serious. Your soul is tied to a computer.
And why do you care? It's not like this changes anything for me. It does if we can fix it or destroy it.
Chris flinches, a brief flicker of fear crossing his face.
We obviously should just destroy him. Move.
What do? Stop him. You try to stop Alistair. Alistair, stop! We'll deal with Chris, but this is not the way to do it.
Don't try and tell me what to do. You should remember, you work for me.
Alistair rushes to the computer and grabs the mouse to input the command to destroy Chris.
Hey, stop!
But when Alistair tries to move the mouse, the cursor won't respond.
What is this?
Only Yandere has the power to make that decision. Use your gift. A shiver runs down your spine as a static voice of the other Chris speaks directly to you. It says it has to be me.
No, then make the right one. You arsehole, you tried to kill me!
Chris's ghost form shimmers, his eyes narrowing into a piercing glare as the room feels colder and darker.
Oh, you think you're the good guy here?
You just waltz in, poke around my life, and decide you get to erase me. Chris lunges at Alistair, his translucent form flickering like static as he grapples with him. Alistair staggers back, his face twisted with fear.
Get off me, you bum!
Even when he's about to die, he's still like just... he's still so pompous. Chris's ghostly hand passes through Alistair's throat, causing him to choke and gasp as if the air has turned itself against him. Alistair! Stop this, Chris! Sky rushes forward trying to intervene, but Chris lets out a low guttural sound that sends him stumbling back.
You think you can just write me off? I'm not some error you can just delete.
Tell Chris to stop. Okay, let's tell Chris to stop. Chris, stop! Don't do it! Your voice cuts through the chaos and Chris freezes mid-motion. His ghostly form flickers erratically, and his expression a mix of rage and sorrow.
You think I'm the bad guy too, don't you?
I don't think you're the bad guy, but this isn't the way to fix it.
Fix it? What's left to fix? I'm already dead.
Chris's form begins to shrink, his voice trembling as he steps away from Alistair.
You can't let him off the hook, he's dangerous.
Back off, Alistair, this isn't your call. Chris finally pulls away, leaving Alistair gasping for air. The ghost stumbles back, his form dipping.
Fine. Finish this your own way then.
After that intense encounter, you still have a decision to make. You approach the computer again. It's all up to you now. You're ready. The tension hangs heavily in the air as you all gather around the ominously glowing computer. This is it, the source of the haunting.
Then we know what we must do. Deal with it so we can all leave. Hey, asshole, speak for yourself. This is my life. You'll leave one way or another.
At the beginning of this, you wanted to save Chris with love. After everything you've seen, it's finally time to make the decision. What do you do? Move in with Chris. I'll move in with Chris. We don't have to do either of the other options. Everyone looks shocked. You can't be serious.
What are you saying?
Chris can stay, and I'll pay rent so Alistair gets what he wants, and we can end this case. I can help him if I stay with him. Yay, we get a ghost boyfriend! And I'm in love with him.
Oh my god. Well, okay, guess that works for me.
You look at Alistair nervously, awaiting his response to your unusual proposition.
You are insane, but I'll allow it.
You smile at Chris at the news, and he shakes his head humorlessly.
I can't believe this is happening.
I can't either. What the heck, dude?
As long as rent gets paid, then I suppose the main issue is dealt with.
And with that, you guess it's done. You moved into the stinky apartment with Chris. Did I not clean it? And things were as chaotic as you expected, but fun. After finishing the job, Sky decides to join your ghost investigation business. You had worked so well together before, after all. Alistair returned back to running his business, hoping to leave behind all this paranormal stuff behind. Against all odds, you fell for Chris. His intensity and his vulnerability and raw humanity, despite the darkness that clings to him, draws you in like a moth to a flame. Your bond is unlike anything you've ever known. A connection that transcends the boundaries of life and death. But loving Chris comes at a cost. He's tethered to you, a spectral presence that lingers in the corner of your mind and shadows of your heart. His touch is both a comfort and a curse, a reminder of what you gained and what you lost. You know this love is unconventional, perhaps even dangerous, yet you cannot imagine letting him go. Together you navigate the thin line between living and dead, bound by a love that defies reason and logic. In the end, you realize Chris will always be a part of you, a haunting, beautiful reminder of the power of love even in the face of the impossible. Ending, forever haunted. Yay! I feel like this is a nice ending though, because I get a ghost boyfriend and a place to live. Alright, I don't think I can get all the endings because there's a lot, but there are a couple I want to try and go for. Like, what happens if I let Chris attack? You didn't do anything to stop the attack, but you can't stop yourself from watching the next events unfold. Chris's rage explodes as he slams Alistair to the ground, his ethereal form pressing into him with a force that makes the air crackle.
You want to destroy me? Fine. See how it feels to be powerless.
Alistair lets out a strangled cry, his face pale and eyes wide in terror.
How do you like it, huh?
Let him go! Chris doesn't stop even as Sky yells, her voice breaking through the chaos. Do something before he kills him! Sky's shout echoes in the room while Alistair's form goes limp and falls to the floor with a dull thump. The room falls silent other than the crackling of static from the spirit box and computer. Oh my god. Alistair, he's... Sky looks away, the sight overwhelming them. I just want to leave. Chris stands over Alistair, looking at his own ghostly hands with a complicated expression. You weren't particularly close with Alistair, but the murder left its impression on you. Despite everything, you get back up. Alistair may not be here, but you're gonna settle this once and for all. You're ready. The tension hangs heavily in the air and you all gather around the ominously glowing computer. What do you do? Destroy the file, sever the tether, or I'm leaving. Destroy the file. Chris, I'm sorry, but I can't let this go on. Even with how you feel about him, you believe this is the right decision. His eyes widen in shock, and for a moment his form flickers as if about to vanish entirely. I feel bad. Is he gonna fight your decision? You brace yourself.
I thought you were different. That we weren't.
Then his already slouched form relaxes in defeated acceptance.
Figures. You're just like the rest of them. Fine, do it.
I feel terrible. You feel your heart break even further, but you do what you must. The room grows quiet as you input the command and Chris's form dissolves into static. He grunts in pain for a moment before gritting through it. There's a sad look in his face as he whispered his final words.
Maybe I deserved all of this.
His form just dissipates into the air. He didn't fight it at all. In the end, he just didn't have any more will left. Tears form in your eyes, knowing the last thing he knew was heartbreak. Is it over? Sky looks at you with a mixture of pity and relief. You're the last two left standing. The air feels heavy, but the room is silent once more.
Your eyes fall to the floor as the full weight of your decision falls onto you, and with that, the investigation is over. After finishing the job, Sky decides to join your ghost investigation business. You worked so well together before, after all. Once the job was done, there was a lot of news reporting on Alistair's death. Landlord killed by ghost. In the end, it was his hubris that got him killed. You were haunted by Chris's death, the weight of your decision pressing down on you like a suffocating shroud. The grief felt insurmountable. No matter what feelings and connections you had towards Chris, you had decided he was too dangerous to exist in the world. Sometimes he visits you in your dreams with that same pained look on his face, and you know it's not actually him, but just the memories you have of him haunting you. Maybe in another life, things could have been different. Alone, you grieve not just for Chris, but for the part of yourself that had been lost in the process. The world moved on, but you remain trapped in the wake of your choices, a ghost of the person you once were. Completely alone and heartbroken. I hated that one. I don't want to do that one. That was sad. Okay, what if we just try to sever the tether? We're gonna try and sever Chris from the tether. Sky perks up with determination while Alistair groans. Yeah, we can do this. If you like the taste of disappointment, then suit yourself. You had to let go of it yourself, Chris. Yeah, and how the heck are you gonna make me do that? What happened to saving me? Was that all just big talk from another virtue-signaling liar? We are here to help you. Chris's form flickers and his expression darkens. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't deserve any of this. Help Chris move on. Oh, Jesus. That's a lot. Truth about the family. I found the letter from your brother. You abandoned your family. They abandoned me first. You pushed them away because you were scared of being seen as a failure. You don't know what it's like. Chris's voice rises, a mixture of anger and sorrow. Truth about redemption. You wanted redemption. I saw what you wrote in your blog. I wanted a way out to start over. But you didn't take it. Why? Because I didn't think I deserved it. Chris's form trembles, his voice barely above a whisper. Truth about blood. The blood. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. Then what happened, Chris? Tell me the truth. Chris recoils, his expression twisted with pain. It was... His form becomes unstable and he can't bring himself to say anymore. Truth about greed. You screwed people over, Chris. For what? Money. Power. I did what I had to. You betrayed people who trusted you. I didn't mean for it to go that far. Chris looks away, his form flickering with guilt. Truth about remorse. You did have doubts and remorse based on your online activity. No, I didn't. Your online activity says otherwise. You search for answers, for meaning, for forgiveness. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. Chris's voice shakes and his form dims slightly. Truth about nihilism. You used to be so hopeful and you fell into nihilism. Hopeful? Don't kid yourself, hope is for fools. You believed in something once, but you gave up. Because it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Chris's form starts to crack, his voice faltering. The truth about medicine. Those medication, you stopped taking them and started rotting. It wasn't helping, nothing was. But you spiraled after that and you lost control. What's the point of trying when nothing changes? His voice goes quiet, a tinge with bitterness and despair. Truth about AJ. AJ was the last person you saw. It was the last thing on your to-do list before you died. So, what are you trying to... I think they had something to do with your death. AJ, no. That's not true, AJ wouldn't. You wrote about meeting him, and there's a good chance that he was probably the last person you saw alive. I trusted him. He said we fix everything together. Chris's form flickers violently, his anger and hurt palpable. I know how you died. The blood, greed, and AJ. I know how you died. No. No, you don't. AJ killed you. He came here that night and you trusted him. Judging from his emails to you, he wasn't happy with what you did to him. He hit your head in that altercation. I thought we could fix things, but Chris's voice breaks and his form collapses into static as the truth overwhelms him. The poor baby. I drove him to do that. Help Chris move on. We're gonna say that's all I have, and then we'll go back and give him true love's kiss. That's all I have for evidence. Chris gives a hard look between you and the computer. Chris's form collapses, his body racked with sobs. His voice cracks as he clutches his head, shaking uncontrollably. It's all my fault. I ruined everything. I drove them away, I made him kill me, and I deserved it. I was horrible. It was all my fault and I pushed everyone away. Okay. He may have done some awful things. He did not make anyone kill him. He did not deserve to be killed. Chris rambles to himself as the truth courses through his whole body and causes his form to shake and sputter. I deserve death and worse. Maybe I should be destroyed. Chris looks up at you, his face streaked with spectral tears. For the first time, his anger fades, replaced by a fragile vulnerability. Do what you want with me. I can see now. I can see everything I've done. He hangs his head low, awaiting judgment. It looks like his connections are weak enough to sever from the computer, but does he deserve a second chance? Yes, sever the tether. I think you understand. Enough for a second chance. And everyone deserves that, even in the afterlife. You input the command to sever the tether and it finally goes through. The computer hums ominously and Chris's form flickers violently. Wait, what's happening?
we're setting you free. The room fills with static and Chris lets out a sharp gasp. The computer unnaturally shakes, banging against the desk, and its screen flashes violently. Worried, you try and rush over to Chris. Chris is still flickering, but reaches out a hand to stop you. Stand back, please. If you get hurt, I'll never forgive myself. Then the screen goes black and it slams back to Earth. You all hold your breath, leaving only silence and the hum of the now dead computer, but nothing else happens. Chris's expression softens as he looks at you. I feel lighter. Like maybe this is it. And with that, it's finally over. After finishing the job, Sky decides to join your ghost investigation business. You worked so well together before, after all. Alistair returns back to running his business. Of course he does. Against all odds, you fell for Chris. His intensity, his vulnerability, and raw humanity. Your bond is unlike anything you've ever known. A connection that transcends the boundaries of life and death, but loving Chris comes at a cost. Oh, so he's now tethered to you. You know this love is unconventional, perhaps even dangerous. Yet you can't imagine letting him go. Together, you navigate the thin line between the living and the dead, bound by a love that defies reason and logic. In the end, you realize that Chris will always be a part of you. A haunting, beautiful reminder of the power of love, even in the face of the impossible. Oh, it's the forever haunted ending again, so there's a different way to reach it. What if we go back here and we give him true love's kiss? You pull Chris in for a kiss and he readily lets you. He almost falls into you. You feel a warm mist over your lips that spreads to wherever his spectral hands wander on your body. When he finally pulls away, you're staring into his eyes out of breath. What was that for? It's a true love's kiss that you wanted. He looks at you with a mixture of sadness and affection. Aww. And I got it. Karma isn't real if a bastard like me gets to have someone as good as you. He pulls away from you sadly, like chains of his soul are reeling him back to the computer. Help Chris move on. That's all I have for evidence. Okay, so this is the same. I think these two are just gonna be the same. Let me see what happens if I move in with him. Okay, if we move in with him, yeah, it's still forever haunted. What if I just go, I'm leaving? After everything, you just feel completely done. I want no part of this. After everything that happened, Chris stares blankly at you and shrugs. Yeah, just leave. This will stop being fun anyways. He makes a motion with his hand and you feel like the barrier he puts on the door has come undone. But really, you're just gonna walk away. Hey, you work for me. Get back here. This is just too much for you. I'm leaving. Everyone just do whatever you want. You hurriedly exit the apartment and you never look back. Ending, you walked away. Aww, completely alone and heartbroken times 2. I don't know what that is. Okay, what if we don't choose any of these options to help him move on and we just say that's all I have? And that's all I have for evidence. Chris gives a hard look between you and the computer. Chris's form pulses with static, his anger deflecting your accusations. He refuses to break, clutching his delusions like a shield. His voice grows louder and more erratic, filled with rage and desperation. That's all you got. I'm more convinced that we need to destroy him. Chris, no. Destroy the file. Well, we tried doing it the other way. This is our only choice then. Chris? Okay, so if we destroy him, is it just the same ending? Yes, Guy joins us. Alistair goes back to running his business, and then we're just sad. And then I think it's the heartbroken ending again. Yeah. Oh, right. I think that's all the endings that I'm gonna go for. But thank you so much for playing PolterKisst with me. I hope you guys had a good time exploring this story with me. I really like this. I thought the whole concept of having a ghost that you could actually date in like a haunted apartment was really good. I'll be honest, I think making him like slovenly was a really unique trait because I don't really see that often. And one thing I want to note, the portrayals of Chris's like spiral, what he was going through before he died, I think were handled really well and really respectfully, and also done in a way that was, I guess, very gentle to someone who was going through something really horrible. I really liked how considerate the writing was towards someone who might not have been the best person, but was genuinely struggling with something, so that's something that I personally really appreciated. Thank you so much for playing PolterKisst with me, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the story and getting to meet and kiss Chris many, many times. If you guys did like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. And also, if you want to hang out outside the videos, I stream much 3 times a week. Feel free to come over and hang out. And also, if you want my uncut content like exclusive playthroughs, spicy art, and previews of games that I'm currently developing, feel free to jump over to my Patreon as well. Link is in the comments below. But thank you so much again, and until next time, take care.